All right, welcome back, guys. Another this
But
or
okay.
that video. We got a little Miami Boston series update slash recap and 3-0. Boy, were we wrong, Slim. We had Celtics in five, and that is not even close to happening.
Not even, bro.
Um,
That
I
is
know
very.
you are a Celtics fan. Immediate reaction right now. Obviously, Game 4 is tomorrow at the time of recording. We're recording post Lakers Nuggets game. If you want to check that video out, go check it out.
I'm disappointed.
You definitely should be.
I'm disappointed, and I have a lot to say that I don't even want to say anymore, just because Tatum. I, I don't know what the problem is, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. And watch them win tomorrow. Watch them win tomorrow.
No, they'll probably win tomorrow. I thought they were going to win Game 3, and I'm saying I was saying before that game that was my last time betting on them. I'm probably going to bet them in Game 4. Probably going
Bro,
to, but probably shouldn't. But I'm going to. I just think this series is a worst case scenario for Boston. Not only just losing, not a good tea,
I mean, it's straight. It's ginger. My throat is just bothering me, so I'm straight. But
but I think for right now, I'll get into this a little later, but for right now, this is probably a worst case scenario for Boston because for most of the year, you're the one seed, you're the favorites to win it all this stuff. And then you start to slip a little bit down the stretch, and you had an okay series against Atlanta, an okay series to honestly a poor series against the Sixers. They were just more poor in that series, and then you go and you're playing Miami, and you expect them to just kind of roll over, and they're not. And I think for the future of this team, it's been a lot of postseason runs where you've came up short when you have been the best team all year, and you've came up short. I don't know what happens from here. I think Tatum. I think they might re-sign Brown. They might not. I don't know what he wants to do, but I think if you get swept, I think you have to blow this core up.
you have to, absolutely have to. And wait. That's why I said last pod. Who is to blame? The narrative of the NBA now is, if you show that you are a great team or a good team with the potential to be a great team, if you make the right decisions, what does it come down to? It doesn't come down to the players who execute on the court. It falls into the hands and the responsibility of the coaches, and we see that the organization is quick to leave these coaches. So here we have a situation in the beginning of the season with Ime Udoka, and Joe Mazzulla has to fulfill that role. Joe Mazzulla, this is his first time being a head coach. This is his first time ever having really any head coaching experience at all, let alone being in the playoffs, making it to the third round. Here we are in the Eastern Conference Finals. Your players cannot get it done. You just signed a deal to continue to be the head coach, right? So I
He
doubt,
did.
yeah, I doubt they'll let Joe go. But what are you gonna do? What? Like, you have to make adjustments, meaning blow the team up if you can't make the best playoff run in NBA history and face the Denver Nuggets in the finals. I think that Jaylen Brown has to go. I think Tatum is the one to invest in, but I don't know. Like I said, I think it comes down to Jason Tatum and his, not his leadership, but I think it's his execution, because I think he can be a great leader, but as long as he executes, I think that he either has, they both go together, but he's only a great leader if he's able to execute. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll talk more about this in the off season and stuff like that, and we'll go through every team and see what moves need to be made. But I think it's just been disappointing in how bad they have played, and the fact that they laid down the way they did. And I'm not the biggest like watch other teams press conference kind of guy, but I saw clips. I watch all the Cavs ones, but I won't watch other teams generally. I'll watch some of the Lakers ones when because I'm rooting for LeBron. But um, I think if you saw I saw a clip of Joe Mazzulla talking that he didn't have the guys ready and he doesn't know how to get them ready.
What
How do
the
you say that? One, two, you have to get them ready. And I think the biggest issue with this team is what you alluded to, the coaching. But I think the biggest reason for that is that this coach is 34 years old.
100%.
There's guys on the team that are, if not the same age or older than him. You can't command a locker room of men being the same age as them, talking down to them as if they are your players. It's very, very, very hard to do. And I think while he's done a good job for the most part in this playoff series, he's shown or he's not shown that he's one of the better coaches in the league and that his this season has been primarily carried by stuff that Ime Udoka put in and carried over from last year. I think a lot of the same issues or a lot of the issues that are happening we didn't see last year. Think about the series versus Brooklyn last year or any of the even the series versus Miami. They were great in close games. They are atrociously bad. They don't have ways to execute. And I think that that's something that seriously needs to be looked at in the mirror. And if what you said is true and they did sign him to an extension, I feel like I do remember that, but at the same time, I don't because I
I
remember seeing
I
stuff
could
that
be wrong. I could be wrong, but I remember in my head
I'll look
seeing
it up.
they signed him.
But I just think that if he goes and is going to be the coach of this team, there needs to be other people in that coaching room. I don't know like their assistant coaches and all that stuff, but I think you need another guy like an Al Horford to really be another voice in the locker room that's not Ime or Joe Missoula. And I think that's what's causing a lot of issues. And I think Spolstra is the best coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
And he's shown that he has command of the guys. And I think it comes from him, and then it's passed to Jimmy, and then it's passed to Bam and Kyle Lowry and all of those guys, and it's spread throughout the entire team. Miami's doing this with 5 or 4 rotational undrafted players on their team,
And I
scoring
think
20 points.
I think that's what it comes down to in regards to grit. I saw today.
Mental fortitude, toughness, all
Yeah,
of
I think obviously, the person who struggles the most has the potential to become the best just because they know what it's like to not have, certain luxuries. You know what I'm saying? So when you take these players from JUCO, for example, Jimmy Butler came from JUCO, so he carried that chip on his shoulder, not even thinking that he was going to be able to, be one of the best players in the league, especially today. He didn't know that as a kid, but when you grow up, you know, feeling that doubt from the rest of the public, when you grow up not being able to have, certain opportunities where you can have the public really glorify and give you the hope of your potential and recognize your potential, you carry that, and then it builds character, but it builds the mental fortitude, like you were saying, to be able to push even harder and give it more of your all just because you know what it's like to be down at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And I think that because Miami's team is majority uh, undrafted players, I think that they really carry that grit into the series, and especially meeting the Boston Celtics last year. What was it? Game 7 too. It was a game
they
7, right?
lost in 7, yeah.
Yeah, it was a game 7 loss. Jimmy Butler could have won them the series. He is going to learn from those mistakes. carrying that vendetta, carrying that chip on his shoulder into this year's Eastern Conference Finals. And Jimmy also, I saw today, Jimmy played against Joe Mazzulla
Yeah, I
when
saw this too.
when they were in
In
college and
college.
eliminated Joe Mazzulla. So maybe Joe Mazzulla's just scared. You know what I'm saying? Or
Like
I
that's
don't.
kind of concerning. If the best player on the team that's most likely going to go to the finals beat your head coach in college,
And they the same age.
it's very very concerning. Like I just I think especially with a team like the Celtics, that's they're not young anymore, but they're a young-ish team.
Yeah, 100.
You need to have the older presence, and I think the biggest you can even just look at the series. Both coaches made it to Eastern Conference Finals. Credit to them. You guys have had a great year. But
100%.
one coach was in a game 7 and won. The other coach is down 3-0, losing both the first two games at home, and just got blown out by 30 in game 3 on in Miami. And they're all Miami's also an 8 seed, not the 1 seed, the 8 seed.
Hey, guess who beat him in the play-in?
True, exactly. They almost lost to the Bulls in the play-in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I
Shout out to
think
Pat Bev.
yeah, shout out to Pat Bev. But I don't know. I think a lot of this lies with Joe Mazzulla, and there's been a lot of noise about Jaylen Brown and all this stuff throughout the course of the year because he's had some comments kind of pushing off in a way Boston fans for the most part. And I think a sweep or even a 5-game loss or a 6-game loss, it's not a good look, man. It's bad. It's not good for the future of this team. And I'm I'm
Miami.
a firm believer in a move off Marcus Smart. I've been for a while. I don't think he is. I like the move of Brogdon and Derek White. I like those moves, but I don't think Marcus Smart fits what the Celtics need. They need a distributor. They needed a Malcolm Brogdon to start and be that distributor because he will go and create his own shot and can pass. Marcus Smart, as much as he makes up for it on defense, he's not a shot creator for himself and he's not a spot up shooter. And that's all he really does on the offensive end. And sometimes he'll drive and make a good pass, but he's not a guy that's going to give you a 10 assist game like Malcolm Brogdon has shown he could do in the past. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons. And I also think they have to figure out how to successfully run a lineup. Kind of, they're trying to do what the Heat do and be able to switch everything, but they don't have the foot speed of a Bam to do that. And like as much as Kevin Love is slow, he can kind of switch and funnel, unlike Robert Williams can. He's athletic, but he's a little slow footed, and you can get him and manipulate him
I
to
think he's better than
switch.
Al Horford, bro.
Who?
Caleb.
You
I'm
think
just
he's
saying.
better
Wait,
than Al?
I think just in regards to foot speed and footwork and how he's able to
Maybe, yeah.
cover.
I think Al's good at defending bigs, like
Yeah,
Joel Embiid did a great job on, but I think he has a tougher time with the quicker, smaller guys for
like a
the
big,
position.
like. Mm.
But that's just my look on the series. I'm excited for Game 4. I want it to be a good game. I want the Celtics to win because I want to see more basketball. Simple as that. I don't really care who wins this series, to be honest. Didn't care from the start. I just want to see a good Eastern Conference Finals, and I want to see a good Finals. I'm probably going to bet the Celtics tomorrow just because I want to see more basketball. And if I'd rather be double happy than double sad than 50-50. So I'm going to bet the Celtics. Call me crazy. Probably a dumb move. But
Yeah. As your brother and as a co-host of this pod, I personally see the vision. I'll give you your credit. I see the vision, especially C's guy, right? I see the vision. Would I advise it? Hell no.
yeah, I mean, it's fair. But, I mean, just a quick overall recap of it. Joe Mazzulla, you got to figure it out.
Little cat.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown execute in late games for once, please. Please. And Grant Williams, shut your mouth.
Zip, zip it, zip it,
Don't
stupid.
do anything stupid.
Shut it, shut it,
Please.
shut
And
your trap.
we want more basketball on this show. We want basketball for as long as we possibly can.
You wanna do some Eurobasket this summer?
No. I mean, you could record it and I'll post it, but I'm not doing that. But wait, hold up. Kind of a crazy alert. LeBron James, I just got an ESPN alert. LeBron James says, I've got a lot to think about after Lakers playoff exit. LeBron to ponder future.
LeBron to the Lakers? No, I'm playing.
But, I mean, that's a wrap on this video. If you want to check out what we have to say about the Lakers Nuggets series ending, go check out that video. You probably came from that video if you are still here. So, shout out y'all. If you made it this far, please like, please subscribe. Need it all. We want the exposure. We want to get out there. And we want more basketball. Peace.
Always.